Sadly, this afternoon, it's my duty to tell you about Professor Arnie Buss. You know him as a Toastmaster. But as a Toastmaster, he often controls the lectern, and you're a bit inhibited from really criticizing him. I know him as an academic, and there are no such constraints in the academic world. I was a member of Professor Arnie Buss's first simulation class at the Naval Postgraduate School. And yes, we have formed a support group for those who suffered through 20 years of his teaching. And after I graduated, for the next 20 years, I've worked with Arnie and his students as they've done research and analysis projects. And I'm here to tell you that I managed to keep my job despite that. Catholicism has 7 deadly sins. In academia, there are only 3. And I'm here to indict Arnie on all 3 counts of sinning against academia, grievously sinning against academia. Let me first tell you about Arnie's manner of work. When Arnie came to NPS, he was vilified by his fellow professors. He showed up at NPS after teaching in a business school. He was wholly unprepared to meet that species of student that is the military operations research analyst. These people are serious and hardworking. Now, Arnie failed to take cues from his fellow faculty. They understand the military operations research analyst, and they won't allow the students to put them to work in the same manner that the students themselves work. Arnie had no capacity to do that. The students put Arnie to work, and Arnie worked. And in the process of working, he committed these sins. He provided real simulation tools to his students and took students away from the other faculty members. His students, believe it or not, competed among themselves for research prizes, acing out all the other students of the other faculty members. It was so egregious that his department had to pass the Arnie Buss rule that limited the number of students that a given faculty member could have at a time because Arnie was not sharing the students with his fellow faculty members. That was his first sin. But the second charge against Arnie goes to the heart of his academic pursuits. Arnie had the unmitigated gall to give his simulation students those tools and skills. Now, simulation, you have to understand in operations research, is a tool of last resort and of least regard, which explains Arnie's association with that field. Simulation's a dark art. Arnie's a wizard of that dark art. Analysts need data. Data is scarce. Data about military operations is especially scarce. Arnie conjures up that data from nothing, from just computer code. It's not natural. Remember, Exodus tells us, do not suffer a witch to live. And Arnie, accordingly, was given the death penalty by his department and banished to an institute on campus. Imagine the horror, being a research professor. The third charge against Arnie is he ventured far outside his field of endeavor. He encroached on his fellow academics' areas of expertise and work. He went outside the orthodoxy. He even tricked his department into adopting some fad. He led a movement, a group of insurgents, nay, actually terrorists. These infidels took internet technologies and approaches and applied them to operations research. None of his peers had accepted this as part of the canon of operation research. Somehow he even tricked his department into adopting this language called Java that was part of the internet that everyone knew was just a simple fad. This sin is truly Arnie's original sin, because it led him to make those tools, to attract those students, and to do that work. Those whose work was destroyed by Arnie can never forgive him. I stand before you charging Arnie, Professor Arnold Buss, with the 3 deadly sins of academia. being industrious, being useful, being right. Now, we could absolve Arnie for his hard work if he had been a little bit more self-serving or a little less successful. And we might get dispensation for his creation of data if he hadn't left other analysts so starved. But we can never forgive him for that original sin of being right. In the process, he destroyed the tools and the works of others, and for this, we must vilify him.